everybody. It's Heather, the Expat Entrepreneur. And today I actually created a short presentation for you because I'm getting so many emails from you guys. You're just confused, and I totally get it because the markets are insane right now and people are not knowing what to do or how to make a proper decision. And I thought, I can help. So I put together a short presentation to help you do that. And I'm going to share my screen and just roll through it. And I'm really going to try and keep this one a lot quicker than my other videos because I know they tend to drag on a little bit longer than they should. Sorry, let me just get rid of a few things here and get my screen. I know there's stuff you can't see, but that I see. Okay, sorry. Oh, there, I'll move that completely away. Okay, hopefully that is showing you the keynote presentation that I put together here for you, called What to Do When All Markets Are Bear Markets, right? Like, what do you do? I'm sure this is not the first time, but it's definitely the first time that I've noticed pretty much every single market is down at the same time, and we're talking down big time, right? So I thought that I would start out by just showing you and making it clear what are the different types of investments that we can actually put our money into, right? What asset classes are available to us. And I'll come back to this later and explain everything on the time and ROI and everything. But just to do a quick look, I mean, you've got art and antiques and collectibles and Forex and stocks and commodities, options, real estate, crypto, mutual funds, precious metals, and doing an actual business of your own, and bonds and interest savings instruments of those kind of nature. And what I did is kind of ranked them based on how much time it takes to do that type of an investment, how much capital is required in order for you to do it, what is the ROI potential? Because to me, in my opinion, that's what really matters. I want the thing that is going to give me the best potential for return for the least amount of time and the least amount of money. That's what I want. And this is coming off of the back of the 6 years that I spent in Amazon private label. And after I got out of that, I thought, wow, that is super high time, super high requirements of cash. And it does have the potential for high reward, but not many people get that. That's the thing. Let's be honest about that. When you're starting an actual business, I've got here for the potential of what you're going to earn off of that is moderate. Because the reality is the vast majority of people who start their own business, it's not going to be a six-figure exit. And so I want to deal in realities, not in hopes and dreams and fantasies and, that kind of thing. This is our future. It's our financial future and our livelihood. So let's be realistic about it. So basically what I wanted to do is go through a few of these and just kind of put them in an order for you to give you an idea of what's actually really decent to look at right now. And I just may as well quickly finish running through this to give you the idea of the time and capital requirement and whatnot. I mean, this one here on the top, the art and collectibles, it's like the highest of all three, right? It will require a ton of time for you to source and research and find the things that you want. The capital outlay is probably going to be a lot because it's like rare art and collectible stuff, but your potential for return is really, really high. But that comes at a huge expense, doesn't it? And if we go all the way down to the bottom of the list and look at the inverse of this, you've got bonds and interest savings types of instruments that require zero time on your part. You just literally, sit down with your banker or whatever, say, I want to put this in a bond. I want to put $1,000 in a bond or a GIC or something, and you walk away until that thing comes due, whenever it's going to happen, whenever 10 years, whatever, 2 year, 3 year, there's different time frames usually for these types of instruments, unless it's just a bank account. And the amount of money you can put in there is low, but all of those parameters are super, super low, aren't they? And then you've got this one right in the middle. There's other ones obviously on either side of those. And I realize that some of these categorizations that I've done are somewhat subjective, and you might disagree. You might say, hang on, Heather, stocks and options are definitely a high potential for return. There's no moderate in there. And maybe that's true, maybe it isn't. I guess it depends on what you actually choose to invest in, and if it actually pans out, right? If it actually ends up paying off in the end. But right in the middle is the cryptocurrencies. And what I want to point out to you with those is that the amount of time that it takes you to get competent and invest in crypto is relatively low. It maybe should say low to moderate, to be honest with you, depending on which way you decide to invest. But the amount of capital that you would need in order to create a position for yourself in crypto is low. You could put as little or as much as you want into a potential crypto investment, and the return potential is extremely high. And I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go through, but let me just move on here and tell you a little bit about, I was going to start with interest rates just really quickly and look at it's a crazy long 200-year history of interest rates. Just focus on the end part here. And in around 1981, that was when we hit pretty much all-time highs with interest rate on savings, and that was like over 15%, and it's just done nothing but plummet ever since, right? And today, in fact, right now, is just it's a heartbreaker, really, because I left the date stamp on these images that I took just this morning to show you. This is from today, and I'm a little bit ahead in time. I'm coming to you from Japan. So if you're watching this now and you're thinking, wait a second, it's still Thursday night, that's why. I'm just a little bit ahead in time. So hello from the future. But as of Friday the 13th, your interest on the annualized percent yield that you would get, I mean, these banks and institutions are paying 1% or less. 1%, look at this, 0.60%, 0.6, just above a 0.5% an entire year for whatever you put in there. And it goes down from there, 0.02. I can tell you here in Japan, we pay the bank to put our money in there. It's completely flopped over, completely reversed from what it should be, which is not good, right? The other thing I wanted to talk about, when I mentioned up here, I didn't point it out, but when I talked about Forex and commodities, there's also precious metals. That's what I wanted to mention. And it's definitely on the low end of things. And a lot of folks think, well, if I just put my money in gold or silver, it'll be great. And you know what, it won't, because if you'd have invested in gold 10 years ago, you'd be at about break even right now. And it's the same with silver, as a matter of fact, pretty well. Those are not growth or income earning type of investments by any stretch. And you can definitely do a lot better than that. So yeah, this is a chart that actually I love. And I think it just tells the entire story. And again, I took this chart, I did the photo, the screenshot from it this morning as well. And this is the assets by market cap worldwide. And it's not just companies or commodities or whatever, it's everything. So you can see and truly compare what the difference is between a different asset class. And I think that this is like so helpful at a time like this, when not only commodities or cryptocurrencies are down, not only the stock market is down, not only precious metals are down. What else could possibly be down? Interest rates are down. Forex, well, some currencies are up, some are down. But in a time like this, this is the kind of comparison that really helps put things in perspective. So this is a top 100 list, and I'll go live onto the internet in a second and scroll down through more of the list for you. But just to show you right now, you can see in this column on the side, it's pretty much a sea of red, right? Because everything is down. And I wanted to point out something that's so interesting, that when we look at what's listed here as number 3 is Apple. And normally Apple is listed as what would be number 2, as the number 1 company worldwide for market cap. They are pretty much one of the biggest company out there. And right now they're only just slightly surpassed by Saudi Aramco. Oil and gas, go figure, right? But with Apple, they were the first company to hit over $1 trillion in market cap. And as soon as that happened, the floodgates opened, as things usually do, right? And then another company comes in and does the same and does the same. And they're projecting that it won't be long before it actually goes over $3 trillion. So that's quite an accomplishment. But coming closely after that, there are some more very well known, right? You've got Microsoft and Google, and then there's Silver, and Amazon and Tesla. And look at here is Berkshire Hathaway. There's a great quote by Warren Buffett that I love to mention, and that is that profits are made when you buy. And he's so right. And he is the man behind Berkshire Hathaway. So I think he kind of knows what he's talking about. And I wonder, and I also want to mention, what does he mean by that when profits are made when you buy? And I want to explain that and give you my take on it right after I show you here it coming in at number 10. Number 10 worldwide is Bitcoin. 10th largest market cap in the world, you guys. It's currently at $5.5 billion. And this is after a 60% market crash. And I think it's really important to point that out. And I can take you over to a chart here that will show you more about actual cryptocurrencies. But let me just actually share I hope this presentation has been on the screen and that I haven't been sharing the wrong thing. Let me just, I'll have to double check on that. But I want to share in the meantime, just a couple of things as far as those charts go. And so here's the live online version here of that top asset class, where I'm saying to you, or by market cap, by the way, where I'm saying to you that there's a sea of red and everything is down. And with the crypto, and let's look here on the right at this chart here, and you'll see that it's pretty much a bunch of red going down, right, for the most part. And these are the top 100 cryptocurrency coins that exist right now. And I don't have to go slow and count because I've already done that. Right now, there are, for the number that are actually not going down, there's about 13% out of 13%, 13 out of 100 are not going down. And it's exactly the same, ironically enough, for this market cap. When I scroll down to see what is going on, which are the top market cap companies in the world at the moment, and where are they sitting, and you look and you see, wow, there's a couple that are actually not down. Like here we go again, ExxonMobil, more oil and gas. We got another few here. We got some food company going on. What else do we have? Eli Lilly, that's paper products and paper goods for homes and stuff. But then you also have the other side of the coin where, look, here's another oil and gas company, but it is down, it's not up. We can go further. Here's another food company and it is down, not up. There's loads of laboratories and pharmaceuticals. Some are down, some are up. So there's really no recession proof, not that we're in a recession, but crash proof like industry or category, even though a lot of times they say, oh, this one, it can't go down. Sometimes it can, we don't know. That's the whole thing. We just do not know. And I also counted how many of these top 100 market cap companies in the world, because all the rest are companies here, are going up as opposed to down, and it's the same. It's also 13%. So in this particular case, and you've got some banks in there too, whether you want to call that a company or a bank, maybe there's a difference there, but you've got a little bit of commodity with the gold here and the silver here, and you've also got Bitcoin, and all the rest of them are companies or banks. So when Warren Buffett says profit is made when you buy, that's what this is. That's what these red trend line downs are. And let's just take a closer look at Bitcoin, because it's such a great example of this. And I'm just going to blow up my screen a little bit here and say, just take a look at this chart here. That giant red gnarly going down. Wow, that looks scary, right? That's a huge decrease. And if we take an even closer look and just look at Bitcoin by itself, we can see, I like to put it on the max view for the all time. We can see over here on the right, it's telling us that the all-time high was 69,000, and that was in November of 2021 of last year. And right now it's down 55.9%. So it's actually gone up a bit, because earlier this morning it was down 57%. But isn't that fascinating? After a 55% drop, it still is number 10 in the world for market cap. And so I really wanted to emphasize that, to point out to you just how strong it really is. Bitcoin, anyway, when we're looking at the other ones here, I'll just switch back to the big list of the top 100. There's some coins here that are in some real trouble right now. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a few that are having some real issues at the moment. And there's some that are even further down in the top 100 list that are just kind of, having a rough time. That's not the case with Bitcoin. It's not the case with Ethereum, even though the price is way down. It is way down, and I don't want to pretend that it isn't. But what it means is that you have this potential opportunity, like Warren Buffett tells us about, to get some profit, to make some profit when you buy, because you're getting in when the market is down. And it's just like when you look back here at Apple. And I wanted to ask you, but I forgot earlier before I got further in, but when you see this red line and the trend going down, like, what do you think? Does it make you think, oh, I'm so glad that I don't have any Apple stock right now because it's going down? Does it make you think I need to sell my Apple stock because it's going down? Or does it make you think, there's a bargain there right now? Because that's what it's actually is actually happening at the moment. And that's what Warren Buffett means when profits are made when you buy. There's also a bargain here right now in Bitcoin. And in my opinion, that is, I'm just going to try and pull up this once again to put it in more perspective. That is what this chart here is showing. What is, I think, the best opportunity at this moment in time is cryptocurrency, is Bitcoin, because we know it's safe and solid. Yes, it's in a down market at the moment, but it's not going to vanish and disappear. It's the 10th largest market cap in the world. Do you think that because Apple is in a down, crashing market at the moment, that it puts that company at jeopardy? I mean, there could be some argument made. There might be something with dividends, or I don't know what, or some other, extenuating circumstance. Like, but does it put that company at risk of going out of business? I guess is what I want to ask you. Or even if looking at Apple is too far above where we see Bitcoin is. Let's look at Berkshire Hathaway. It's just one above Bitcoin. Do you think this downward trending market, it puts Berkshire Hathaway at risk of going out of business? Like, not by a mile. So when you're playing in these leagues, you guys, you can look at all that fear and doubt and uncertainty that we call FUD that's out in the marketplace, and people are trying to scare everybody and keep you in a different investment, or encourage you to go over here to this one or that one for their own reasons. Just like me. I mean, I've been out here promoting the cryptocurrency, crypto bot trading program, the plan. But I'm not doing that for no reason, because I think that it's just, I'm going to make my little commission and be happy. I firmly know and believe in my heart, it is the best investment. It's the best place for any of us to be putting our investment capital right now, because of this chart, because of this reason. It takes a relatively low amount of time to get competent and be able to invest on your own. It doesn't take a lot of money. If you want to do, you can do as much or as little as you want, really. And you have an extremely high potential for return on it. And that's why, and there's no other asset class that has those great parameters right now. They're either needing way more time, or too much high of an investment in, or the potential for return is for some reason it's capped, or whatever the reason might be. This one is unique in that way. And that's why I'm so excited about it. And that's why I wanted to make sure to explain this further, so that you could really get a clear sense of how it compares to your other options, especially right now, while so many other things are low. And just to put it in a little bit more perspective for you, this is what's called the stock to flow chart. And this is the actual really pretty rainbow line that's gyrating up and down. That's the actual reality of what Bitcoin has done since inception, since about 2009 is when it cryptocurrency was created in 2008, but Bitcoin was created in 2009. That's when things started moving. And this is it. The blue line is the prediction model. And you can see, based on where it has been and what that prediction model has done, it's actually been the most accurate prediction model of any asset class of all time. And so that gives us a lot of confidence too, right? Because what we got coming here and what we can see is on the horizon is great, despite the fact that we happen to be down at the moment. And yeah, it's bad. 50 to 60% down is a lot. But, and that can be the thing is that it can be devastating if you don't know what you're doing in crypto. If you do know what you're doing and you've gotten in doing the right things and the right kind of investing, it can be the most amazing, life-changing, financially liberating thing you will ever have the ability to do in your life, possibly for some of us anyway. And so I'm just going to move forward a little bit, few more of these slides here to drive it home. But Bitcoin has been the best performing asset class by 1,000% over the last 10 years. Like, let that sink in for a second. And I just want to show you one more graph, and don't get all glazy eyed because I know it's a lot of numbers and everything else, but let me just unpack this really quick for you because it's astounding when you see this. Bitcoin is, it's the one at the top here. Okay. And these are the years, and it's showing you what the return has been on that asset class in that year. So underneath Bitcoin is the NASDAQ and large cap, small cap. We've got REITs in there. There's treasuries, stocks, bonds, more bonds, gold, actual cash US dollar, and commodities. And by the way, this is by Charlie Bielo, who is just a graph wizard. That's who's put this masterpiece together. But if you want to skip ahead to the end and see in the 10 years from 2011 to 2021, the year to date, Bitcoin just smoked them all. It did 42% over that time. And the thing is, it has outperformed by 1,000% when you compare them side by side, each one of them. And you can see there were a couple of tough years here, right? Like look at 2018, that was what was considered crypto winter. We might be having a similar difficult year here into 2022. So far, the first into this 6th month of the year is going to be a red negative for sure. But look what happens after that. And who knows when it's going to end, right? Like when we looked at 2014 for Bitcoin, for example, or even 15. I mean, we don't know when this month of downturn is going to end and it's going to turn into the nice green. What we do know is a couple of things about Bitcoin. There's only ever going to be 21 million of them mined. And that'll happen by 2140. And as it is now, there's also every 4 years, there's something that's called a Bitcoin halving. And what they do, that means, I actually looked it up to get the strict definition of that. And it says here that it's an event where the block reward for mining each new coin is halved. And that means that the Bitcoin miners receive 50% less Bitcoin for their efforts. And what that means is that Bitcoin becomes even more scarce and even more valuable. And after every single halving, there's been a bull run. And if we look at the actual chart here where it was showing that the last one was in 2020 was the halving. And 2 years before that, there was this bit of a downturn. The previous halving to that was in 2016. And 2 years before that, it was a little bit of a down. And then in the 15 as well. I don't know if there's a correlation there. Probably not, because there's quite a bit of the percentages down, right? But when you look at, how these other asset classes are reacting and going down at the same time as cryptocurrency, sometimes it's everything, right? Like 2018 was not a good year, and that's probably exactly what's happening right now. But yeah, it's just fascinating to be able to look back and to see this in reality and how it compares with these other asset classes, because that is in fact what your choices are, right? And so if you do agree with me and you see that cryptocurrency is a massive opportunity, just based on these kind of numbers, not even factoring in that it's growing by leaps and bounds every day. And there's new countries accepting it as, declaring it as legal tender. There's new companies that are taking it on their balance sheet and investing in it behind the scenes. There's many companies that are finding ways and integrating and making it so that you can pay with Bitcoin and use Bitcoin to actually pay for things. And I mean, these developments they might seem a little bit slow going, but they're actually, in the grand scheme, they're going to be soaring ahead. And one way to think of that is just a couple of weeks ago, it was the UK actually came out and wrote and announced that they're going to be the global leader for Bitcoin, or for cryptocurrency innovation. And not long before that, it was Joe Biden, the president of the United States at the time, who said, the United States is going to be the global leader, and we are going to watch and look at encouraging innovations and whatnot. And this is such a good thing for the cryptocurrency market as a whole, because um, it's just what's the next logical step that's going to happen in order for it to take to the next level. There's some things that need to be gone through. There's some types of governmental requirements and regulations that are going to have to be created and made in order for this to go to the next level. And that's what's happening now. So looking ahead at what is coming down the road for cryptocurrency in general is just massively positive on so many levels. And on that note, I wanted to kind of end by saying, what are the different ways and what would make the most sense for investing in crypto? Because just like this chart we looked at here, to try and figure out which is the best asset class to invest in based on how much time it's going to take you, how much capital it's going to require, and what the potential return is, I think it makes the most sense to look at different ways of investing in crypto in exactly the same way, under the same magnifying glass. And here you have it. And in this particular case, crypto bot trading as of today is the clear winner. You can hodl for sure, and it's still a good idea to hodl, especially those top coins. But your return is still going to be a lot lower than if you were going to do a crypto bot trading strategy, for example. DeFi, it's a completely different way to invest in crypto. And it might, at some point, it might be a good idea for a person to have a little bit of money, a little bit of investment in all of these, if you like the idea of them, except for the last one. Don't do that. I'm going to get to that. But diversification is the big thing. That's what we all need to do. And whether it's in the asset classes as a whole that are part of our investment portfolio, or in how we actually invest in a particular one. I mean, you might be diversified in the way that you invest in stocks, for example. You might own different types of stocks, or some that are dividend paying and some that are not, for example, and that kind of thing. And that's kind of what I'm saying. You can look at investing in different ways in crypto. But I think, in my opinion, there's a hierarchy. There's a certain system. It makes sense to go with one or two ways first, and the other ones as time goes on, and as you start making returns that you can actually use to fund your next investment, because that's what we're all trying to do. So that leads me into also NFTs, which is another really cool one, and probably your return on that. It could be amazing. It also could be nothing. And there's a very high time requirement to do research and find, good NFTs to invest in. And this is why, again, the crypto bot trading comes out on top, because it requires such a low amount of time on your behalf to actually be able to do it yourself. And the amount of money you need to put into it, your minimum amount is relatively low. It's within reach of most of us, even if we have to save a little bit of time to build up to it. And the potential for reward for your return is massive. It's massive. And in terms of what those numbers look like, I don't recommend doing it on your own, you guys. By now that I promote the plan. I'm an affiliate for the plan. It's an excellent training program that teaches you how to do crypto bot trading. And what is so great about it is that it will catapult you ahead with all the right settings and steps and mindset and everything you need, so that you can just step in and start making profit like right away, even now while the market's crashing. It's possible. I will say that most of us who started bots while the market was higher, before it crashed down more where it's at now, the bot profit is on hold at the moment. And that's a different conversation. I've got lots of videos about that too. I'm happy to explain that further. But the thing is, even if your bot profit is on hold for the moment, your actual capital investment in that asset is still there and intact. And all we're doing is sitting back and waiting. The reason I said that is because when the market goes down on your crypto trading bot, and you're no longer in range making bot profit, that means you now have been put into hodl mode. And you're just waiting, like everybody else who's hodling the market anyway. The only difference is those people never get to enjoy all that bot profit we get when we are in range, when our bot is in range. And being in range has nothing to do with what the price is on the market, with where the market is, if it's up or down or sideways. It only has to do with what price you started your bot at and where that price is now. And there are times, I'm not going to kid you and try and say that crypto bot trading is perfect, because it's not. Nothing is. There are times where it's not going to make you any bot profit, and you are going to have to wait it out and just hodl like everybody else and do nothing and wait for the market to come back. But in the meantime, you've still got this asset you're sitting on that is in play. And once the price comes back up, your bot profits will start happening again automatically. And that's what the edge is. That's what makes the crypto bot trading so great. It's a small amount of time to learn how to do it, and then you do it, which brings me down to the bottom one that's in red that should have flashing lights saying no go. Is the other way to invest in crypto is by handing your money over to some slick talker who says, hey, I can get you that great return. I know what I'm doing. Just let me take care of it for you, and you'll never see your money again. The odds are you will never see your money again, and you just got scammed. So don't do that. Don't ever hand your money over to somebody else to invest for you in the crypto market, because there are no regulations against those people, and it's full of scammers. And that's why it's vitally important that you take it on yourself to learn how to do it. And you can learn how to do it. It's not hard. The training program itself, this particular one, which is the only one that I recommend, it's the one that I went through, how I learned how to do crypto bot trading. It's about 12 or 15 hours. Maybe that sounds like a lot. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's like a weekend, you can get through it. There are lots of people like me who have great bonuses that can help you get through it quicker. And none as good as mine, I gotta say. I've got some great bonuses. If you do decide to join, you're going to want to join up through me so that you can get access to them. It's called the fast track bonus system. But anyway, I just really wanted to focus in on why that is such a great option for what to do with your investment capital right now in today's world, with what's going on in the various different markets and whatever all of our options are for investing at the moment. So if you think it sounds interesting, click the link below, because right now the doors are seriously closing. I know you've heard me and other people say that before, and they did extend the opening this time. The registration was supposed to end last week, and they decided to let it go for one more week. But that's it. It's coming to a close. I think it's midnight on May 17th. And after that, what we're being told right now, the next time they're going to open the doors is probably not till December. So if you are in the position now where you're thinking, yeah, I do want to get into crypto, this is the program you need to take to get competent and to practice and to learn so that you're ready to go. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention, is that there's also been people who've been saying, is now really a good time to get into this? Because look at what's happening, and how do we know? And that's a super good point, because now that we've already crashed through the $29,000 mark for Bitcoin, that's where there was a whole bunch of support before, right, in the charts. And it kept testing it and bouncing off and testing it and bouncing off. And then, oh, it broke right through. And what does that mean? That means we don't know. That means it could easily go down to maybe even the $20,000 mark. We might have a big chunk still to go on the downward trajectory. We don't know. So if you are sitting back thinking, well, I would need a little bit more, indications that we're turned into a bull market again or whatever before I actually put my money on the line, I totally hear you. I think that's smart. But what I can say is enrolling in the plan, starting the training, getting yourself competent on what this strategy is, testing with these demo bots that we all use, and being ready to go. Whenever that time comes, when you're like, oh, okay, the bull run has started, I need to get going. You don't want to start then. You want to at least start now. And if you decide you want to put something in and establish a position at this low point with Bitcoin or whatever, you can. And what do I mean by that? I just mean buying the plan doesn't mean that you're buying into crypto. It's just a training program, right? So if you get the plan today and start doing the training, you're not in the crypto market yet. That hasn't happened. What has to happen in order for you to do that is you follow a few steps, you follow the plan and learn about how to get your exchange account open. And at some point, you're going to transfer in fiat currency into your exchange account, your account that's always in your name and nobody else's. Nobody ever has access to your money. Nobody can ever control it except for you. So once you've done that, even then you're still not in the crypto market, you guys. So you could actually do that and be ready whenever you want to push that button, push the go button and execute something within seconds. Because once you have your fiat currency in your exchange account, you then have to transfer it into crypto in order to actually be in the crypto market. So you could have that all happening. Meanwhile, you're learning, you're figuring out what this system is all about, you're getting competent, you're getting ready to go. So that when the moment comes that you are comfortable with where the market is, you do have the assurance and you do have the just the confidence that it has turned that corner and it's going back up. You're ready to go and push the button. You don't want to wait until December. Believe me, there's going to be a ton that's going to have gone on between now and then. So that's why I really wanted to unpack this for you and to really explain what is the plan and what isn't it. You're not establishing a position in the crypto market by joining the plan now. You're being super savvy in advance so that you're ready to go and can take advantage of the opportunity when the time comes. And like I say, in my opinion, I happen to believe, based on really solid information that I've just shown you, that crypto bot trading is the best way and the safest way to get into the crypto market, so that it's into a strategy that's actually going to generate income for you, passive income for you. And that's what that bot profit does. When your bot is in the range, it's going to generate bot profit for you, passive income, so that you're not just waiting, which is what you do when you're hodling. If your bot goes out of range and you're not making the profit anymore, you're hodling. Like I say, it's going to happen, but you don't necessarily want to be setting out to make your whole investment a hodl all at once. Maybe part of it should be. That probably would be a good idea. But to do all of it that way, you're going to miss out on so much profit between now and wherever it is you're thinking that Bitcoin is going to go when you're going to cash in on that. There's all this income that these buy and holders don't even know exists. And it's sitting there waiting for you to get up to speed on the training so you know what the heck you're doing and you can do it on your own. And you can do it on your own. Yeah, there's some complicated things, but the bonuses that I've put together and my support are there to help you get over those little hurdles so that it's as quick and smooth as possible to get up and running to your demo mode where you're ready to go and you're full on learning. So that's what I really wanted to encourage you guys to do and to consider doing. And if you do decide to join the plan, I cordially invite you to join through me. Yes, I'm an affiliate. Yes, I will make a commission if you buy using my link, but I really make it worth your while. My bonus system is stellar and it is second to none. And I really am so proud of what I've put together for you. And you're not going to get that anywhere else. I can tell you that much. So I'm going to leave it at that. The link is below if you do want to go ahead and join. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below or else email me, heather@legitebiz.com. I'm happy to discuss this further. And whatever you decide to do, don't just sit back and do nothing, because you'll regret that. You'll regret that. Letting the market and life and things make decisions for you is no way to live. Decide what you want and do it and forget the rest. That's my advice. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you again in another video, because keep your eyes peeled, like and subscribe to this channel. I'm about to do another video where I'm going to actually take you in behind the scenes and show you my account live, so that you can see exactly where it stands and what an account would look like right now, what it does look like right now when the market's down like this. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that, and reach out if and when needed. Thanks, guys. Bye.
If I was going to tell anyone to get into crypto in this crazy market, in this crazy world, it's the plan or it's nothing, right?
Working with Heather, she is extremely knowledgeable and helpful, and her bonuses when you sign up are amazing.
But Heather, it's incredible. Heather's bonuses are a must when you're going to take up on Dan Hollings' The Plan.
Those two components, the plan and Heather Farrell with her marvelous boni that she provides, made me gain my first relevant profit within the crypto space.
Heather, thank you so much. All your support, Q&As and all the other goodies that you are handing out to people couldn't be any better. Heather, keep going, and thanks tremendously for your help and support.
I was originally signed up under somebody else, and I made the switch to work with Heather, and I definitely do not regret it.
And signing up under Heather, she offers a number of bonuses, Facebook group, which I think is essential.
What I also appreciate about Heather is how genuine she is, and she continues to provide value.
Her Facebook group is probably one of the biggest assets.
Deep appreciation to Heather. It's all because of her that I'm actually able to be in the plan right now. Fantastic. She was so dedicated. I can't believe it. I'm so grateful because, yeah, it's only a month that I'm in and it's beyond my expectation.
It is absolutely helpful to have a real sympathetic person on your side who is there for you for any questions about the content of the course, the plan, and provides an exclusive Facebook group you can attend where nice people share their experience as well.
Heather's bonuses really gives you an extra edge, and it also gives you that extra confidence.
This opportunity is too good not to share, so I encourage you all to go for it.
The best bonus, in my opinion, is the Facebook group. You're going to want to talk to people going along that same journey, and that's really what this group is for. And there's a number of other bonuses too, which you definitely should check out, but it's that group, and you're going to go on a journey, and you're going to be learning a lot of information with each other. It's going to be great. So no regrets. No regrets. Get in.
I highly recommend getting the plan and getting into Heather Farrell's trading community. So cheers to all fellow traders. Bye.